4 years, I looked successful on the outside. Doctorate, multiple certifications, two businesses. But inside, everything felt so much harder than I knew what was possible. And I was over it. I was exhausted of proving, fixing, hustling, bracing, and overriding my own body. I grew up doing ballet, and ballet teaches you mind over matter. Basically, you need to override your body constantly. So that was my norm. And in business, I just thought I needed a better strategy. Maybe I need a new mentor. Maybe I need a different business hack. But none of it actually fixed the issue because it wasn't the root cause. And underneath it all, I was in survival mode. I didn't even realize it. I didn't resonate with the term nervous system safety because I taught nervous system work and I thought I had healed my traumas. But it was quite humbling to realize that at the micro level, this was affecting my entire life. And so this is when I started to see a pattern. In my business, it would show up as hustling really hard for a launch and then totally burn out, crash out, and be in collapse or some sort of freeze mode. It showed up in my health. My spine is a literal reflection of contraction and collapse. And to me, the body is speaking the unconscious mind. Even when I created content, it reflected that because I would go through these short bursts of intensity where I would post like 3 times a day and then collapse and just totally ghost. So, this wasn't just about my business. I realized this was the entire operating system, and my life was simply reflecting back to me or mirroring to me my nervous system state. And this was a huge unlock, a huge click for me because I thought the same way I deal with my body or my health, I'm looking at the overall approach. I'm not just looking at one piece of it because the mind body, it is communicating, informing the whole thing. So, isn't this how my life is being reflected back to me too? This is what most people miss. Most high achievers are running on a system that rewards output, right? Achieving more, and then punishes softness. And what tends to happen is a lot of health issues. And we have literally learned to equate tension with productivity and speed with worth. So much so that that just feels like our norm. This is just the way we function. We don't know another way. The body doesn't lie. It will show you where your strategy is outpacing your safety. And your life isn't reflecting your mindset. I know we've all done a lot of mindset work. It's reflecting your energetic wiring or whatever signal you are putting out constantly. And when you shift that, that's when everything changes. And I had this huge aha moment this summer when I started downshifting, regulating my nervous system, spending time softening my fascia, and just finding safety throughout the day, unclenching, slowing down. And I realized this is about updating the entire operating system. It's not about fixing outside symptoms, it's about getting to root cause. And so my life completely started changing. When I recalibrated my nervous system, everything softened and scaled. My income started to stabilize. My content started going viral again, and it hadn't gone viral in like 3 or 4 years. Okay. I got that 2020 wave and I thought that was it. Well, things started happening again. I was like, of course it did. And then my spine started healing. My scoliosis literally started unwinding, something I didn't have on my bingo card, but I realized that as my capacity expanded without me pushing, it allowed my body to naturally reorganize, right? Because the body knows how to reorganize to its natural state. Your natural state is of abundance, right? And ease and health. And so that's why it requires updating the entire operating system, which means you gotta stop overriding and start operating from true power, which means following your body because your body is the key. Your body is constantly giving you the clues, the communication to guide you on what to choose next, but we just override it so much we don't even hear it. So, this is why I'm calling it the recalibration of your human operating system. It's not mindset, it's not strategy, it's the layer underneath all of that. Because when you shift this, then any strategy becomes effective, right? You could do any business because now you are living in alignment. You are choosing things that create your reality the way you want because it feels good. And this is when all that mindset work you did can actually land and receiving becomes safe in your system. So, I don't teach surface level tools. I help you install a new way of operating where certainty, wealth, clarity, and ease are all your default. If you are here, then likely you are someone that has done all of the work, all of the work, but you still feel like something isn't clicking. And I bet you this is why, because you haven't gotten to the root cause of updating the entire operating system. If you know you're here to lead, but your nervous system doesn't feel safe being seen or receiving, then this is your next step. Or if you feel like you've been functioning from flight while calling it flow, hi, that was me forever. This is your moment to pause and powerfully recalibrate. If something in you is really recognizing this, feeling the pull for it, I would say don't ignore it. Check down below in my caption, and I'll share some ways that you can recalibrate and work with me specifically. What if it's time to lead from the version of you that no longer overrides, that no longer braces, and that doesn't need to prove? This is where your signal gets cleaner, your body gets softer, your life catches up. And that's what happens when you update the entire operating system.